All right, let's do this in honor of WrestleMania weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. In this corner, the reality TV host turned professional tantrum thrower, the man whose vocabulary is just tremendous and perfect in China, Donald J. Trump. And in the other corner, Harvard University. Yes, the same school that's so rich it could buy Florida, drain it, and turn it into a koi pond. That's right. Trump is now trying to pick a fight with Harvard because apparently you're not a real fucking fascist until you've tried to kneecap higher education. So here's what happened. The Department of Homeland Security, also known as the White House's Angry Homeowners Association, dropped a letter on Harvard's doorstep saying, "Hey, nerds, unless you tell us every international student who's ever done something illegal or violent, we're pulling your federal funding and maybe even revoking your tax exempt status." Like Harvard is harboring a league of supervillains in their dorms. Like this is Bin Laden, and this is his roommate Brad from Bangladesh. They're co-authoring a paper on how to blow shit up with quantum physics. And Harvard, bless their crimson condescending hearts, basically told the Trump administration to go fuck yourself with citations. That's right. Harvard gave them the constitutional bird. President Alan Garber said, "We will not surrender our independence or relinquish our constitutional rights." Translation: we've got 400 years of old white men in powdered wigs behind us. You think we're scared of a spray tan cheeseburger Caesar? And let's be clear, Trump isn't doing this because Harvard is unsafe. He's doing it because Harvard makes him feel like the dumbest guy in the room, which, to be fair, he usually is. He's still mad that they didn't let him in back in the 60s. Hell, I bet he thinks Harvard is a furniture store he wasn't allowed to go in as a kid. Now, Trump is threatening their tax exempt status. Like, you think you're a university? Not anymore. You're Chuck E. Cheese with a library. If he pulls it off, Harvard could owe something like $500 million in taxes. You know what that means? Rich kids might have to share dorms. Oh no, the horror. You mean I have to cohabitate with a Vanderbilt? And it's not just the money. The feds also want Harvard to stop enrolling international students. You know, those evil masterminds who come to America to do radical things like study law, conduct cancer research, and politely apologize when they bump into you. Can you imagine a Harvard admissions office under the Trump plan? Let's see. 4.0 GPA, cured malaria, built a wind turbine from a bicycle frame, but oops, sorry, you're from India. Denied. International students make up 27% of Harvard's student body. You know why? Because our own students are too busy vaping mango clouds and writing 15-page essays on why Andrew Tate is a misunderstood philosopher. So, yeah, let's ban the people who are actually good at school. Brilliant. But here's the bigger picture. This is government overreach on steroids. This is the federal government using taxpayer dollars as a cudgel to enforce ideological purity. They're not just targeting Harvard, they're sending a message to every school in the country. Step out of line and we'll fucking gut you. It's like watching the IRS become Trump's personal hit squad. You think you're funding education. Nah, you're just buying more duct tape for authoritarianism. But you know what? I'm here for Harvard's middle finger. For once, an elite institution didn't crumble under pressure. They didn't issue a spineless statement about both sides. They stood up and said, "Eat our ivy covered ass." That's rare these days because most schools, they'd fold faster than a cheap futon at a frat house. But Harvard said, "Try us." Because they've got enough endowment money to fund their own country. Hell, Harvard could have invaded Vermont tomorrow and no one would stop them. So here's to Harvard for being rich, smug, and right, for defending academic freedom while the federal government tries to turn universities into tattletale camps, for saying you don't get to tell us who we can educate because we don't fucking work for you. Final thought: the Trump administration is out here trying to stop knowledge at the source because knowledge is dangerous. to tyrants, to fascists, and to anyone with a fragile ego and a long red tie. And Harvard just reminded them, you don't fucking scare us. We speak Latin. So, on this WrestleMania weekend, let's get ready to fucking rumble. And may your student loans be forgiven by your university with a spine.